All right, so this is something that was sent to me by the creator, as well as many of you. Is hey, did you see this, Mike? Hey, did you see that, Mike? And this is a ship repair exploit. This has actually like existed for a really long time, but with the really big ships, apparently it's exacerbated with some very weird things that you could do. Basically, makes you unkillable. So that this is from Space Cutlet, our resident exploiter who knows these exploits exist forever, tends not to use them, I guess, and then at some point when they just start getting used against him over and over and over again, he decides to just be like, oh, we've told you about these exploits and you're doing nothing about them. Let's tell them to everybody so you do. And this is the repair tool exploit, which again has, I think, existed since the original engineering stuff that came into the game a long time ago. So let's see what this is all about. It's pretty long.
Egg has been planted.
Okay, chat. I guess this will go to YouTube, so I might switch the tone a bit. And welcome, YouTube.
I might switch the tone a bit.
I'm going to be showcasing exploit today, slash repair tool guide, quote-unquote guide. Before I even start, I want to point out a few things. First thing is that this was known pretty much since implementation of a like, salvage slash repair gameplay slash attachment to the multi-tool
or something.
I don't remember specifically. I think it wasn't possible the first patch, but like it broke the next patch, right? So that's going to be the focus of this video slash stream. I'm saying slash too much. I've reported this multiple times over the years, I want to emphasize on that word. Now, the last time I reconfirmed
he's had enough.
That is possible and did a private report on this was February, I think end of February this year. And for those of you who will tell me in the comments, because that's going to happen 100%, there's going to be few degenerates who think they're clever and they're going to say you should silently report it and not bring
it has
it
been
to,
for
like,
years.
You know, public knowledge. I will drop you a link for the link-only hidden video on YouTube that was part of that report that is dated by the end of February. So you will be able to open it, you will be able to see a date on it, and I want to once again point out that's the latest report. That's not the first report, right?
Yeah.
Nothing has been done at all. It's been half a...
And I'll have you know, this is what Cutlet does. So this is now the second like kind of big expose he's done on this stupid stuff, and he has a lot more than just this as far as these exploits, and he's always gone about it the right way, and then CIG hasn't. So don't shoot the messenger here.
Year now, right? No one cares. Thanks God, this, by whatever miracle, never became a wide public knowledge. For whatever reason, people never came up with this.
I think it was always public knowledge that you like instantly repair without losing any RMC. Like that's what the thing is. But there's a little extra thing here. I feel like I'll get into why I think it hasn't when he shows it a bit more.
If they did, they kept quiet about it. The problem is, like, one of the reasons
nobody plays
why
in a group.
I'm making it public is, first, I've given CG too much time to fix it. I want this shit out of the game, and just as with any other exploit, it feels like they don't care until it becomes a problem. It's just the way CG works. I had to do...
Or this is the, like, we don't care because it won't work that way when engineering comes out. 2023. All these things you saw today and more, you will have in 12 months or so. Chris Roberts, October 2023. What is today's date? It's nearly October 2025.
Do multiple exploit videos for it to be fixed. The latest one was the Hull C exploit. Like, when I privately reported it. There was zero reaction. The moment I made a video, oh, there was whole fuss about it.
Of course.
And it got fixed pretty fast, right? So that's my reasoning. The other reason is with the way, like, what happens in a game right now, and we have capitals and people start using repair tools, sooner or later this will become public knowledge, like, to the wider audience. So I'm just trying to time it in a way where, because like yesterday or today the Evo started, right? And it's soon gonna go to PTU. I want to just time this while there is an active patch in development. So
okay,
hopefully
smart.
it will get fixed to 4.3 release, right? That's the same thing I did with the Halsey video. Hopefully it's gonna get fixed to 4.3, and there's gonna be a
So far,
small
nothing.
window of where people are.
So this video, how many views does this have? It's got a lot, almost 10,000 views, and nothing in a PTU so far from what I can tell. But then again, I haven't looked at the notes enough. Did I close the notes? No. Let's take a peek from just last night's. Anything around? No. But typically exploits they won't say anything about, so
Going to exploit it, right? So let's begin. Let's begin with what you need for this. First of all,
also there's a chance that this doesn't get fixed at all because of what I said about engineering. Like, they just might be like, well, I'm not spending any time on that because it's not going to be here in 2 months. And the question we have to ask is that okay? Like, I feel like some people are going to be like, no, man, I don't want my game to have exploits in it when I'm playing it, even in an alpha. If you're able to fix it, fix it. I also think that, because the game is in an alpha state, you probably should have the mentality of like, well, whatever. If there's an exploit, it doesn't matter, as long as it gets fixed soon. The problem with soon is it's CIG soon, and they never fix it, and it's so frustrating. So that's why Cutlet ends up having to do stuff like this. This is not the second video that Cutlet already made one. He's going to make many more of these because this is just consistent behavior with CIG. Oh, just report it privately. Well, if you don't do anything about it. Now, what I wonder is how many things has he reported privately that have been fixed? That's what I would love to know.
you need a ship that
What's the
you're gonna
percentage?
use
Probably zero.
for this. Which kind of ship would be mostly for you to decide. I'm not claiming it's possible with every ship, but when I
Counter argument. I already made your counter argument. I would rather CIG not invest man hours into fixing something that a new system will resolve. Quantum travel. I could give you quantum travel as an example. We can give you this as an example. We can give you mining, everything in this game as an example. They can't want us to want to play the game now, so they can fund it, and then say, hey, the next system will fix it. But then don't make that system for half a decade. Quantum travel has been like years and years and years. It's crazy. Yeah, basically any UI in the game, like all of these things we're never trying to make Star Citizen. Have you noticed that? It's always the next thing. It just feels like they're never making Star Citizen. They're just making ships and then adding to the place in which you get to feel cool in those ships. So it's like that argument, yes, it makes sense if we weren't talking about Cloud Imperium games. It would make sense if you were talking about any other company in the world that you're not playing the game in this state, and you're not being communicated that you should be playing the game in this state as a video, right? So it's weird.
will show you how to do it. you will be able to find out by yourself, is it possible to do on the ship you want or not? But it can be done on many ships. That's just a general thing. So second thing you would need besides the ship is
salvage tool.
Is the repair tool. You can either use a multi-tool or a SRT, the big SRT tool. Yeah, in my case, I'm gonna be using a Cambrio SRT tool because its beam is longer and it will allow to reach better. So currently, the repair tools, both multi-tool and SRT tool, have an issue loading the magazines. So to overcome this issue,
yeah, you use this.
You have to use this. You would have SRT in your hands. You need to put a canister, respective canister, in your backpack, not on your belt. You cannot reload.
That also should be a prioritization bug fix for this patch, because you have to use a tractor beam, you have to use a repair tool, and you have to use a mining tool at the Onyx locations, and you can't load them into your fucking multi-tool without using the J menu, which is kind of ass.
Reload in the current patch from the belt, right? Then when you hold it, you press J, you click here, you scroll to the canister, you click on it, it's selected, you hit J again. You might swap the gun just in case if it doesn't recognize it being in, and pretty much that's it. My canister here is already full, but you don't really need it full. You need it just
1%.
to have something in it, not being in at the zero state, right? So to do
zero state,
all you need is just to get to any ship, right? Chris, can you turn off the shields, please? Oh, you already did. So you just do this. Like right now, it's at 100% here, right? But obviously it will start filling up. You can fill it to 100% if you want to. So what all of this is about, this is all about making your ship practically invincible. Like, you literally heard it right. You can make it so certain ships are pretty much indestructible unless certain cases, right? So how does SRT tool work? Salvage tool. Let's say Chris has been damaged. You know what? S'mores, can you like shoot at the ship somewhere, like in the middle here, and deal some damage? You can visually see the damage. So what you gotta do is pretty much get to the damaged spot, visually damaged spot, and you have the tool charge, you have the canister charge, right? So what you do
guys taking notes?
Instead of left click, which will salvage, you right click, and you will have this effect. There will be like this snowflakes flying out. You see like there's little particles flying out, and you will see the tool
I don't see the particles.
You will see that
there we
canister is slowly getting empty, right? So you find the damaged spots and you repair the ship. And this will give back, this should give back the HP to the ship. So this would be a good example. Consider this to be like a damage from actually gun, right? You can see here, like the way the interface now is reworked. If you salvage, here it's like the salvage thing on a bigger ship. You see, that's the spot, and it shows how much salvage is left, right? When you repair, it shows how much is left to repair, and then there will be a little red unrepairable part in that bar. You have to repair at the pad or at the station, right? But that's how it's supposed to work.
Okay.
Your repairs will leave like this black, this white like
scarring,
metal patching, and you have to look at that little circle and see what else and where you can repair. That's the normal way of the tool to work. I'm just showcasing so everyone understands what is normal with the tool and what is not normal, right? And this is how a proper repair should look like on the ship. That is absolutely fine.
Okay.
The thing is,
so this ship isn't broken?
The problem with the mechanic right now, let me get into the let me get back to my mole, and I'll tell what the problem is. So you could see the status of my mole both on MFD and here, right? I will turn off the shields. I want you to shoot me So I'll get my main critical part, which is important, to red.
Okay.
Raft, sorry, not mole. Yeah, I misspoke. Raft, whatever. Mole is pretty tanky.
He's still saying mole.
Okay, so we're red right now, right? Stop, guys. You're gonna stop. Okay, so we're red right now, right?
You can unred yourself.
So you would think I would need to go in and, you know, start working on all of this and yada, 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 yada. Instead, I just do this. I mean, you can kind of see it did work.
He's not red anymore.
Already. You could see it on the MFD. Look at this. We're not red at all. Mole, raft, whatever. They're all the same for me. Can you shoot me so I'm red again, please? You can see I'm tanking. Careful, 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 careful. So, we can tap like this again. And as you can see, the mole is at full health. Mole is a very good example.
Still
Why? Because mole doesn't care. Oh my god, raft, why I keep calling it mole? Jesus Christ, raft. You do this.
Can you make the engines come back? No way.
You do this to the raft. Right? It just doesn't care. These engines don't fall off. They just cannot fall off. It still flies. It will always fly. So imagine you're pirating a raft at OM4 Hurston. You caught him and you cannot destroy it. And it just manually flies for 800 kilometers until Evers. It's literally the video with the title, How to Make Pirates Mad. One trick they don't want you to know. But you will say, yo, Cutlet, but how you gonna do it? Okay, that's cool, you know. All of that stuff is red.
So I guess what he's showing,
has no engines, but how?
I guess what he's showing there is that you could shoot the engines off, but if you don't do anything to the critical part and they can keep refreshing it, that, yeah, they just live forever.
Gonna repair it, right? How are you gonna repair it? You won't be like able to EVA, right? Well, you kind of don't
Here's
need
the
to.
kicker.
Remember, guys, I showed you the trick. Weapon going up when you hit the wall, right? You do any other device. You do middle click and then instantly switch to another device. And the device doesn't go up anymore. It goes through the wall, right? Like this. So what you gotta do... So, yeah, you see?
You found it.
I put my mouse through the wall and I can see the highlight. Here we go. I can see the highlight, right? So, for example, apparently this is the location for the raft. Let me get in a C just in case. Guys, make my main critical hull red again. It's red. Okay. So you go here. You find the spot. Where was it? I know you're there. There you are.
Done. He's repaired.
Let's see if that works. And it's not red anymore. The worst part in all of this,
you just have somebody sitting there.
In this scenario, where you do not actually aim at the visual damage, like this, you don't spend any kind of...
Yeah, this is not the problem as much as you think. What he's about to say is the problem. Because if somebody was doing this, and engineering essentially is going to be something like this, right? Like destruction of ships will be based on your power plants, stuff like that. Soft death is going away, so on and so forth. What he's about to say, which has always existed, and they know, and they did not care to fix it. It is what he found plus this that makes this ridiculous.
Material in your canister, so
ready?
And all of this is that
listen closely.
In this scenario where you do not actually aim at the visual damage like this, you don't spend any kind of material in your canister, so you can do it forever. So what this does,
it takes nothing from your canister. Do you guys remember repairing components in PTUs a while back when all this stuff first came in and it never took anything out and they repaired them up to the 90%? Bam. That's what's happening here.
it repairs the target, repairs the part you're aiming to 100%
Thank you,
every
Lum.
tick. So no matter how much damage you put into this raft, it just cannot die. Because like every second you will do multiple server ticks of repairing that critical part to 100%. The only way to destroy such a ship is either ram it or kill it in one shot, like an Idris railgun or a size 9 plus torpedo. That's literally the only option to destroy such a ship. But yeah, this one you could see that you have this marker that appears when you right click, and that's it. You can fly endlessly and no one will be.
I'm just gonna skip over to repairing components, because I think this is a thing as well. But like, yeah, a lot of it is like Idris gun and showing some other things, because like they'll repair their Idris gun from the inside, because a lot of people defang the Idris gun. And then, so it's just all of this exacerbated over and over and over again. I think the main point is what we're seeing here, and you know, use it until they fix it. Like, there's really nothing we can do until they fix things like this. It's embarrassing, and I know people are using this as well. So yeah.
The last thing I want to show is components. So here we have a quantum drive. So as you can see, it's full HP. It's equipped.
You can literally hear the ship shut down.
I think it shut off. 0 HP. Is your quantum spooling?
Nope.
No, the quantum is broken. I think you can trust us on this. This. Right click.
Yeah, you can literally hear the power shut down. So yes, we could definitely trust them on it.
Click. Switch to tractor beam. Boom, full HP. There is no bar, you see?
Good as new.
Yeah, it's spooling. So, something you gotta know about this. You see?
Does this also heal distortion damage?
See how it damaged it a little bit? When it's damaged like this, you can take it out, right? You can then place it back. If you will have the component damaged completely to 0 HP, where its bar is completely empty, you will not be able to snap a component back like this. You just will not be able to do it, right? So don't take out components which are completely destroyed. If it has even 1% of HP, you will be able to.
Okay.
You can repair a component that is 0 HP that is mounted, but you will not be able to mount it if it's out. You cannot repair detached components.
God, this game is so stupid. Like, everything is so overcomplicated and just goofy and dumb.
Only if they are attached in the ship. So
like, think about like he has to say that. That's
component
so
will be
silly.
on the ground and it will have 0 HP. You will not be able to repair it. Let's try.
Okay, so that's it. We'll listen to his outro and
The components, the ship HP. I showed you how you can make even certain single-seaters invincible. Yeah, that's about it. To repair the components, why you need repairing the components? In certain cases, people will hit you with missiles, and the explosions from those missiles will reach the components. So you might be in a scenario where
your power plant shuts down.
You lost a quantum drive and cannot jump. You lost your shield generators, right? Due to...
Okay, so I think that's where we'll leave it. Why has this not really come up until now? How long have we been making fun of solo players flying multi-crew ships and it being ridiculous? For a very long time. And how long has most of the PvP content been Agile Light Fighters? Almost its entire existence. So Agile Light Fighter, single seater, you can't do any of this, so it doesn't come up then. But the Idris and the Polaris come in the game, and all of a sudden we're having these cap ship battles, and people start going, "Oh, remember that exploit? Remember that bug? Let's use that." And I think that's why that's showing up right now. That's why it's actually boiling Cutlet's blood, is because, hey, I'm at OM4, I'm pirating, we're getting these big fights every day because of it, having so much fun. Now my fun is ruined because of this bullshit. So that's why it's coming up now. And he's known about it forever, is because people are actually using it now, because people are actually crewing ships. And yeah, it's only going to get worse with the Perseus. It's only going to get worse with every, it's only going to get worse now that this video's out, but hopefully CIG fixes it. This has to get fixed. And if it doesn't, it's bad news bears. It just depends on what CIG decides to do. You could share your opinions if you want of like they should just wait, because it does finally feel like engineering is on the near horizon. But yeah, considering this has existed for so long, it's like kind of like what sort of behavior do we want to promote? Like not promote, but praise CIG for. And for me, it's like, for the year of playability, we should have kind of really gone through and cleared up a lot of tech debt. And look at all this crap that he had to deal with to show you the exploits, and like, oh, if I pull this power plant out, this happened. Like, there's nobody sitting there going, yeah, look at all these weird edge cases and all these issues, and then fix them, right? We just keep compounding and adding more and more issues to the game that make it impossible to fix. And if this year is not including enough of those fixes, then what are we doing, right? And I've talked a lot about that recently. So just another thing to add to the list. And yeah, I guess until they make an event about it, right? Then, well, here's the thing. Every event has had freight elevators, and every event freight elevators has ruined that event. What CIG, thank God they're dumb enough to do it, was they made the freight elevator be the intro mission to the event. So when players were blocked from even completing the intro mission, that's when they finally said, you know what, we got to fix freight elevators. Which, by the way, we don't even know if they're fixed, because we think they're fixed in 4.3. What we don't know is if they are or not, because nobody plays PTUs to any like significant timeline. So the PTU cycle is over as far as concurrency goes. So if freight elevators weren't working on day one, they're still not working of the PTU, because the concurrency of the PTU is going to dive down into nothing unless they add something new to it. Like, especially this particular PTU. So we'll see. But Cutlet doing Lord Chris's work when CIG devs aren't, I guess. So hopefully that is something there. Let me link you the video so you guys can go, because I obviously didn't watch the whole thing either. There were some other exploits there that you guys can see that if you want to check out. Make sure you, no matter what, click that link and at least put a like on the video, subscribe to his channel, and things like that, because Cutlet is one of those guys that really, really cares about this game being good. And I know most of you watch this channel for the same reasons. So, yeah, show him some love on that video if you haven't yet. And, yeah, hopefully this one gets fixed, because multi-crew gameplay is never going to be good if it's not good, right? We keep talking about how we want players to not be in big ships singular. Well, multi-crew has to be fun, and this is not going to make it fun. I'll tell you that much.